I recommend you check these 6 points so to find out where's the best kitesurfing school. Find out all of them on this series, what to look for when choosing a kitesurf school. My name is Thiago Rocha and I've been teaching kitesurfing to instructors for the past 10 years. In this video, I will share my experience in how to find the best kitesurfing school. If you haven't seen the previous one, click here to find the second point, which is instructor certification. The third point is lesson time, student ratio, and procedures. Check them out. So when you search for kite schools, they will offer you prices. And the prices often change with group lessons, up to 4 students, semi-private 2 students, or private lessons on a one-on-one basis. So this can be one instructor with 1 kite, one instructor with 2 kites, or one instructor with 4 kites. First of all, I recommend you to do the math, as usually the cheapest option is the worst one. So let's check. So if you have a group lesson of 4 persons and you have a 4-hour lesson, that means you lost 4 hours of your time, but you only actually practiced 1 hour if it was well split between the 4 of you. You can learn by observing, but you also get cold and distracted once you don't have the kite and you're not practicing. You also have to think that kite surfing when you're learning is a tiring activity. And if you're practicing for an hour and a half, you will get tired, as you don't practice any other sport for more than that. After an hour and a half of intense physical activity, your coordination and concentration skills go down. And it's the time you start making more mistakes. And those can lead to injury due to the fatigue of body and brain. In group lessons, there's an issue regarding the number of kites and the safety distance between them. Sometimes this distance can be very big, as if the kite has at least 25-meter lines, plus 2, that's 50 meters, plus a distance in between, that's already can be up to 100 meters, that the instructor is going to be running back and forth, losing your precious time of your teaching to running from one or the other. And if you have a problem, you might end up alone as the instructor is far away from you helping the other student. Even when using short lines, this distance is still big and the instructor will be helping one of the students and not the other one. So you always have to create a barrier and a safe distance in between them, so even though it reduces and helps a lot, is not optimal. When starting and still on the body dragging phase, it's the first time you have the contact with water. You drop the kite, you have a lot of difficulties, so the proximity of the instructor will help you to progress faster. Holding on to you and going with you into the water will allow for a clearer communication and for him to help you by showing you how to do it in real conditions. So the first times, I recommend the instructor goes with you to clearly demonstrate how to do the things and that you can actually see them because you're behind him in a close distance and you can actually see what he's doing. Also, when you're practicing alone, because the instructor's not going with you all the time, the instructor will be fully focused on you. So he can tell you what you did correctly or not at the end of your performance. If he has other students to look out for, he's not going to be fully focused on what you are doing to provide you the most accurate comments so that you can progress. Once you start doing water starts, the influence of the instructor gets lowered a bit. He cannot go anymore with you, you have to go on your way. This point, a radio communication can be very helpful with helmets, where they can hear you and talk back to you. On the beginner phases, you need more than just tips on your ear, you actually need somebody close to you. But when you're riding, these can be very helpful, as you can communicate and talk in the same language. Once tricks come out of the equation, a video can also be very helpful, as it helps to activate muscle memory and to realize what you did wrong after you did it. Sometimes it's a lot of combination of things, and to explain it properly, the video is the best solution. Also, the ratio of instruction. Ratio of instruction should be 80-20. Meaning that 20% of instruction and 80% of student practicing what he has been instructed to do. This means that 80% of the time, the student should be piloting the kite and not the instructor. The instructor pilots the kite to make a clear demonstration of the exercise he wants you to perform. We recommend that you choose lessons of an hour 30, where the instructor goes with you into the water and helps you to progress faster. Also make sure the instructor allows you to practice more time than he spends explaining the exercise. All the exercises should mimic what you do after when you are going to be fully independent. So when checking what package to book and what packages offer, find out the student versus kite versus instructor ratio before taking your decision. Remember, normally big groups are not the best, as the instructor will not be fully focused on you and you will have to share your equipment with others, meaning that all these spots in between, all this time in between, you will be getting cold and you will not be learning, and most of the time you will just be losing time. Having a shorter period, much more focused on you, will be actually in the end way better for your progression, making it a lot cheaper by buying less amount of lessons. So check if the instructor goes in the water with you. This is the best way for him to show you what he really means with his instruction. If he's always at the beach, it's a lot harder for him to clearly explain and demonstrate what he wants you to do. Also check if they have radios for the more advanced lessons and if they also film you in case of tricks and more progressive lessons. This is how in Cookproof we do our lessons. On the next video, we'll cover the fourth point on the series of how to find a good kitesurfing school. If you haven't done so, please subscribe by hitting the subscribe button, turn on the notifications to find out when the next video is coming up, and if you like this video, click the like and let me know in the comment section below, how was the lessons for you? Did you have lessons with more students than one? Was it with 4? Was it with 2? What did you think about your lesson time and how much you took advantage of the money you invested on your lessons? Let me know in the comment section if you think there's better ways and what you think about this topic in general. See you on the next video.